Yo, it's good. This your boy Youngie 2 times.
It's your boy X, man. We back.
Yeah, man. Today we're gonna be no sponsorship, but today we're gonna be talking about what's the name? Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka.
Yeah, man. Boyfriend of Nia Long.
Fiance.
Oh, fiance. Well, I mean, like, technically, if you the fiance, you still kind of the boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
But yeah, there's been some allegations. There's been some rumors. You know what I'm saying?
Now look, like we don't know if all these things coming out is true. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To be fair to Coach, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we gotta speak on it because I think this is a interesting topic.
Yeah. Well, we go
to speak about. But I'll go in before we start the video. Apparently, allegedly, they saying it's multiple women.
Multiple.
Should I say the situation? Oh, each situation, what it is?
Yeah, why not?
So allegedly, he was he's almost a married man, and one of the women was a married woman of somebody that worked for the Celtics. Apparently, allegedly. And the other woman was a woman that was working under him. That I think he hired. Because I don't know. Because sometimes, like in these pro sports, like a lot of coaches do control who they hire under them. But sometimes the team, like, yo, we want you to hire such and such. Which I don't know. If I'm a coach, I wouldn't want that. I'm like, because then I feel like you probably had this motherfucker here to replace me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if that's true, boy, he's a foul man. And this man almost led us to a championship, bro.
Man. Yeah, but we about to react to Stephen A. He get a little furious, you know what I'm saying? And we about to get into this. Y'all gonna see our reaction. But make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, make sure y'all subscribe.
Udoka suspension, which is 1 year for a consensual relationship with a staff member. A couple notes I took copious. And
boy look pissed. He look like he got fired. Don't he look like
he got caught with them shorties too.
Oh man.
Right to the reaction, fellas. The suspension comes with a significant financial penalty. There were a couple of violations at least. Brad Stevens was very emotional.
How much you think he get paid per year?
Who?
Ime Udoka.
The thing is, though, the last year was his first year as a coach. So probably not as much, but probably like around like $1 mil, $2 mil minimum. I would say that they probably giving coaches now.
Damn, what did they try to?
You gotta think though, you're making a lot of decisions, bro. So
yeah, what if they try to do him like they did that? Nick, what's that? This thing Gilbert Arenas said that there was. Have you watched the Vlad stuff?
On what, Gilbert?
Yeah,
no,
recently.
Gilbert, no.
So like recently there was a guy. I guess he was like nigga was on Gilbert Arenas' team with the Wizards or whatever, and he
Gilbert Arenas is funny, but he's very smart.
I think he's about to sign for like $80 million or some shit like that, and.
May have heard. I think I know.
I think he was like a center or something. He's about to sign for like $80 million. Got caught with a prostitute. What's it called? Some shit like that. Now they knocked this shit down to like 4 years, $20 million. You know what I'm saying? And he took it because
he want that money.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, man. Just to speak on that, right? I know everybody right now, or I'm not gonna say everybody, but a lot of people are mad at the coach. But stop acting like y'all don't be out here doing foul stuff too, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
dirty.
And look, the people that's really suffering here, is Nia, or potentially the other people involved that allegedly he was married, that he was involved with, that was also married. But it's like, I think social media does this thing sometimes where they just bombard your ass.
Oh yeah, they gonna hit
they
you
just attack you like you evil.
Yeah.
Like you Satan himself, bro. Because I also think we kind of have to, before we kind of rush to judgment. Listen, I said allegedly because we still don't really know what's happening. Brad Stevens, or what is he? President, right? President of the team or some shit.
I think so. What GM?
Or GM, whatever, right? He didn't really say why he suspended him. All we doing is speculating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I will say, for you to suspend a head coach for a whole year, something's amiss.
Yeah.
Where they felt strongly enough. But I will say though, it's severe enough where they suspended him for a year, but it's not severe enough where the NBA is involved in this at all. So I think people are trying to make the correlation where like, oh, maybe he did something to these girls or something like that.
Like,
if that was the case, the NBA would have got involved in this. The NBA isn't involved at all in any of this shit.
I think.
So I'm saying we got to take note of things sometimes.
Oh, you're right.
And only say we have a lot of talented women in our organization. Yesterday was really hard on them. Nobody can control Twitter speculation and rampant expletive. And Brad Stevens definitive about the fact that he will not take over our coaching ranks. Obviously, we know even if Joe Mazzulla, who will be the interim coach, didn't pan out. Stephen A, I'll start with you, and then obviously we'll get to Woj. Your reaction to what you just heard?
I didn't think coming into this show that I could get more furious, but I am. Woj, first of all, thank you for your reporting on this story. On top of everything as well.
Real quick though, this man right here, if there is even talk about you being traded, this man got it.
He's the WLJ guy on Instagram and Twitter and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. He be on it. He be on it.
He is on everything.
Yeah, he be on it.
Anything that's happening in the NBA,
he know about it.
He's on it, bro.
Yeah, he know.
So just respect to him real quick because he just got everything.
I thought he was. I thought he was just a reporter when he said that. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I mean, you can.
I mean, he is, but he's like. But no, I'm saying when I see like the Woj shit, I'm thinking like it's a company because it'd be so quick. You know what I'm saying? Like the updates.
Him and I mean, shout out the guy in the NFL. That's like the kind of somewhat his equivalent is Adam Schefter.
Yeah, Schefter knows what to say. Yeah.
And Jay Glazer too for the NFL.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to them too, man.
All I'm gonna do is give you my
just be waking up out of bed.
You gotta think though, like they when they get their info, it's not them just like
just waking up rumors. It'd be like actually,
motherfuckers be hitting them up to tell them some shit.
Yeah.
So obviously he has like there's a trust level that he has with these individuals he's reporting on.
Wick Grousberg, I like him. Known him for years. Constantly running across him. Made many Celtics events. Been very fond of him.
Backed by evidence and facts.
Ime Udoka cannot be defended. His actions were egregious, irresponsible to be in the leadership position that he is in. I'm not here to make any excuses or any apologies for his behavior. It is inexcusable. It's a fireable offense as far as I'm concerned. But it doesn't negate.
Is this a fireable offense?
I mean, I think if it goes against the policy that they set forth for the company, it's a fireable offense.
I completely agree. Because I think this is where people get confused. Or people that aren't in jobs of where they have like a moral clause. Right? And there's just certain things, bro. Like if you don't want to do it, bro, if you don't want to agree to it, you don't have to get this bread from them. Like you don't have to mess with them at all.
It's like you can work at CVS, but if you steal, they're gonna get fired. You're gonna get fired.
Go work at CVS or go do Uber. Even Uber got clauses.
I'm saying CVS got clauses. Them niggas be acting like there's no clauses. You go to CVS, you start eating one too many bags of chips, you're getting kicked out there. And some people might be like a bag of chips, but that's the rules. You know
exactly. Like some people might be like, I worked here 20 years and they mad at me for one bag of chips.
Yeah, no, you still.
They have rules in place, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. Listen, you can be mad at whatever, but at the end of the day, you do not have to rock with them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying this makes it right or whatever. I'm just saying what it is. If you sign something, you gotta respect it.
Yeah.
What the Celtics are doing here, according to your reports, Woj, and what we have been talking about over the last couple of days, this was a consensual relationship. Was Ime Udoka involved with himself? The answer to that question is no. Two consenting adults engaged in this act or these actions that clearly were in violation of the Boston Celtics policy. But all we're hearing about is Ime. And to Wick Grausberg, who I profoundly respect, I would strongly advise you. Grausbeck, I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't know why I said Grausbeck. To Wick, I would strongly advise him. Maybe he should speak to a publicist or take some classes himself, because he threw out a couple of bombs there about Ime Udoka. Implications that feed stereotypes and things of that nature. And I'm not going to regurgitate what he said, but it was very, very alarming. Highly one-sided.
I didn't know about that.
And as far as I'm concerned, based on this press conference, there is no reason on earth right now why Ime Udoka is still a head coach of the Boston Celtics, albeit a suspended one. Because not only did you suspend him, but Woj, correct me if I'm wrong, he also said, then we'll reevaluate after next year. So you retain his right.
That was very gray. That whole part of it. What does he need to do between now and June?
I didn't know about that part.
That's what I was saying. Okay, this is what I was listening
He
to.
didn't make a declaration that after the year suspension, Ime would be back. He said, we'll revisit it then. Now I understand that at this particular moment.
See, I have an issue with that though.
Because like,
that's weird to me.
That's what I'm saying. Because like, are you gonna fire him, or are you gonna, you know, say you don't want him to compete with any other team? You know what I'm saying?
But this is the tricky part though, right? This is the tricky part. So whatever he did, right? His strong insinuations, like I just verbalized to you guys. This is gonna mess with his reputation because what I would think to do in this situation would be like, evaluate me in a year.
Yeah.
What you mean? Like, nah, quit. That's would be my initial reaction, right?
That's probably what they want him to do, because then they don't gotta pay him off.
Exactly. So that's one thing, right? But the thing about it though is, all of this is gonna weigh in on them, and I guarantee you, because teams operate as businesses, right? I guarantee you, whatever it is, because they still haven't said exactly what it is yet. All we doing is making insinuations. Yeah. By the way that they talking, and then certain little reports here and there. I guarantee you, all that shit comes out. Yeah. If he quits. Yeah. I guarantee you. I guarantee you, it comes out at some point. It's either gonna come out all together, or it's gonna trickle in slowly.
It always do.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the second thing. And then the third thing I would say is, it's gonna be very hard for him to get a head coaching job after this.
Yeah. Yeah. Tough for the brothers.
The public perception of the whole situation is going to be very vital.
As long as we have that, Ime Udoka is an unhirable individual. But the unhirable portion of it, I would make the claim, is primarily due to the fact that the story was leaked out and we are now discussing it publicly. That's what would make him unhirable. If you didn't know, if NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, were signed, and this was sort of kept in-house, but you fired him, who knows what the chances are. But after this press conference, the NBA itself, not to mention any team in the league, you can't touch Ime Udoka at this particular moment in time because of the implications that were given at this press conference. I mean, my God. Listen, let's go back, and I'm not going to sit up there and regurgitate it again, but go back and listen to Wick talk. I'm very alarmed by this, Woj, and I'm going to just leave it at that for the moment.
Woj, give us your reaction to what you heard, or any question marks that you have.
Yeah, certainly. Listen, Wick Grausbeck and Brad Stevens did not provide a lot of clarity on how they reached their decision for a one-year suspension and not a dismissal. I think Grausbeck essentially said it was a gut feel, and in consultation with others.
Do you think if he was white, he would have got fired?
If he was white, would he have got fired?
So the reason I say that though is because him being scrutinized heavily like this, right? There's gonna be people that are gonna defend him because he's black, and they feel like it's like an odd situation. And then on the surface, a lot of people are gonna look at it like, what do? He just fuck some girls or whatever, and be like, what's wrong with that? There's gonna be that crowd, right? Then there's gonna be like maybe the people that kind of think like us, like, well, you signed something, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like there's a political game sometimes with sports, right? Because I feel like if he was white, there might be a good chance that he might have got fired for it because they feel like, okay, we're not going to get any backlash for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas if he's a black coach and this is all he did or whatever, it can kind of be like, well, maybe you fired him for other reasons too. Maybe y'all didn't like that he's black. Maybe y'all don't like that he's a strong black man amongst his players or something. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but I don't think that's the case.
I'm just saying, I don't know. Because I'm saying, I think a lot of this stuff, man, like, I'll be trying to pay attention to it.
I feel like he'd probably get fired quicker if he was white. I think that's,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though.
Probably.
So it's like,
but I don't know how you could lead somebody to the finals after nobody had no expectations and then just get fired and people wouldn't have mad questions. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you this, and I said this to you, right? I feel like him getting us to the finals is why he's still there. It's why he's still technically the Celtics head coach.
Oh, yeah, because he's worth the headache. You know what I'm saying? But
this is how this stuff goes, man.
But I don't see him coming back from this, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he go to state, pride it up, you know what I'm saying? It's just like bad. Because I feel like the NFL has a good way of sweeping shit under the rug. But I don't know if, like... I don't know. I feel like the NBA fans be kind of doing some wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
I guarantee you there's going to be fans at some of these games if he comes back to us. They're going to have like some wild ass signs.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, they're going to have some wild things to be like, we love you, knee alone. Or something like to like kind of pick at him a little bit.
Yeah. So
it's not really going to affect him because he's a coach.
Yeah.
And Celtic leadership, it was ultimately his decision. But it certainly does leave Ime Udoka in a limbo here as this season begins. Again, he was given no assurance that he would be back as Celtics coach, and I think what Boston is doing now is leaving open, the possibility, of course, that they could bring him back, but certainly not committing to anything. But I think if there's somebody else out there who's going to hire Ime Udoka, number one, they're going to have to do their own diligence into what exactly happened in Boston, and then they're going to have to reach a comfort level that that they would be able to bring Udoka into their organization, and that he would be able to get over all the thresholds it would take to hire somebody who is under this kind of suspension. But certainly it's unprecedented in nature, and again, would this have
I already
been
know what
the
team he'd be perfect
investigation
for.
and the findings 5 years ago, 7 years ago? I don't know, but in 2022, and you heard Grosbeck talk about, the Celtics being in a corporate structure like many other companies, it is a different day, I think, especially for an individual who is in leadership. And again, a situation where he is the head coach, he's overseeing basketball operations in a large part along with Brad Stevens, and an involvement with a subordinate. And I think, again, if Ime Udoka was an assistant coach, if he worked in the video room, might it be different? Perhaps. I do think it gets back to his leadership, but it certainly puts, it leaves as many questions as they provided answers today.
And I think it's funny too, because right now I'm thinking like, what would help him in this situation? Because it seems like it's done for him, right?
I hate how all the people that are reporting on this, right? I hate how nobody's saying what it actually is.
That's what I'm saying.
That annoys me. Even what you sent me to.
Yeah, I think what would help this thing is if he get with Jada Pinkett, they get on the red table talk with the girls. That ass I'm saying. Okay, I feel like if he get on a red table talk with the girls and they talk about what actually happened and who leaked the story, he could probably get hired somewhere else. I think the problem is that nobody knows anything, and he just looks mad radioactive, nigga. He looked like, because right now the way it seems, it's like he holding people against their will and all this stuff. It just seems crazy. So I feel like
we were just talking about that too.
The only way to come back from this is to actually have those people who are the people that was doing the consensual stuff with him to come out and speak.
But let's not forget though, they said consensual.
Yeah.
I'm at least glad that came out first because, let's be honest, a lot of these situations, they are said to be unconsensual, but somebody just got mad and said...
it switched up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But look it. This is what I spoke to you like off camera like today, right? The thing is, when you have sex with somebody that is... alright, you at work, and you have sex with somebody that's like underneath you, so to speak. Like you're this position and they manage this below you, right?
Yeah.
And you probably even had a hand in hiring them, right? A lot of companies discourage stuff like that because of the potential lawsuits and issues that something like that, like a sexual relationship, could present in a work environment. Because what you could say is, what that woman could say, let's be honest, it's mostly the man up here, women up here, in terms of when these things get brought up, right? So let's say, we'll just use him as an example, right? Let's say he's the coach of the Celtics, right? She's the assistant coach, whatever, right? And let's say she wanted a higher up position, right? But her requesting it, her request was denied. What she can do now is say, oh, I'm only getting denied because I have a sexual relationship with the coach and he's blocking me, right? Or they could say she could say something like he's using sex to control this or that around my career. Yeah. That's a lawsuit. Because you notice though, if y'all notice, we still don't know who this woman is or women are. They haven't been mentioned by name. They haven't been reported to be suspended. Yeah. So it obviously was somebody that wasn't above him. But if the other part of it true is like where he also was in relations with somebody above him's wife, well, that's foul, first of all. Second of all, that wife that he allegedly slept with wouldn't get penalized because she's just the wife. Like she doesn't work there. Yeah. And then the other person was the assistant coach. That seems like the most likely scenario.
Because if it was the wife, it don't matter.
Because it's foul, it's immoral in terms of like just everyday morals between people. But it really, in a work environment, really means nothing.
Yeah, if it's just his wife, it don't matter. Because if that's the case, the power dynamics in her favor. Because if he find out, if thing to find out, he could get him out of there. You know what I'm saying?
He can kind of use that and be like, "Oh, you're sleeping with my wife? Yeah. Okay, you'll never be this or that in this organization, and you're gonna lose your job. Exactly. You're gonna lose your job." But yeah, it seems like the most likely thing was the assistant coach to him.
And does it change? I feel like it changes things too if it's the assistant coach, but she's been the assistant coach since she's been there. If she ain't never got no promotion, she ain't been looking for no promotion, it's like, how could you kind of say that, like, power dynamic if there's no openings for certain positions that she, you know what I'm saying?
This is the thing though, I think the only scenario where these things can like work in a work environment is if two individuals are on equal footing. Yeah.
No, and what I'm saying also,
like if it was between two assistant coaches, you'd be like, it probably wouldn't even be talked about.
And what I'm also saying is that if there's no openings and she's not fighting for no position and just having like a little casual hookup, right? How is that a power dynamic? You know what I'm saying? Because if she's not looking for a job, she's not trying to compete for a job, she's just working there and she's just sleeping with them. Most people know that women like to sleep with niggas that got power or got clout. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of gets tricky because there's a gray area. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't like what, like, shout out to Malika Andrews, like, she's always, like, speaking her mind on stuff, but I think she was wrong about this particular thing. Mm-hmm. I hope I'm not misquoting her, but it seemed like she was trying to insinuate that we shouldn't really attack the woman at all. Mm-hmm. But to be honest, like, just morally, yeah, we should. Who in that building doesn't know that man is married to Nia Long? She comes to the games. Mm-hmm. She's literally one of the most famous actresses on the world. I'm sure she's come to practice or something just to, like, maybe give him, like, a little snack here, like, bring him some lunch, whatever.
Well, she know who he is, yeah. So.
I'm saying, like, let's not act like that woman that Ime Udoka slept with is innocent in any of this. Yeah. She shouldn't be exempt from nothing. She's just as guilty in this as he is, because she, as they said, it was reported consensual, aka you consented to having sex with your superior. So let us know in the comments, man, what y'all think, man.
Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, make sure y'all subscribe, man. We out there.